particular spot, boy, that Heights of Maripo seems to be one of those areas that time and time again, you know, it's almost like a nightmare playing over. So I really hope ESP that they
understand
take some action there.
I stand for justice for keithisha, cudjoe.
This whole situation. Okay, it can never be me alone
For keithisha.
trying to understand what's going on here.
Justice for keithisha, cudjoe.
Justice for keithisha.
How many more young ladies had to lose their lives, boy?
Justice for keithisha, cudjoe.
How many more parents had to endure this pain, boy? Fellas, what you boy?
Keithisha, cudjoe.
While they're killing all the young ladies, boy. Killing all the women of society.
About 23 years ago, my cousin, who lived right next door to us, she was killed in a very brutal manner. She was only 11. 23 years now, we still don't know who committed the crime. Her murder was never solved. So, and she was abducted close to home, right? We were living to the bottom of a hill. She was abducted on top of the hill because she left her friend who was living 4 houses away. She went home. They walked home together every evening, and the friend went home and she was coming home. That short distance, 4 houses away. Never to be seen again. That was 23 years ago. She was murdered in the most brutal way. I mean, it was a horrible time for our family. We were so... It was just really horrible. The way she died, she was so young. She was just 11 years old and she didn't make it to her 12th birthday. It was a really horrible time for our family. I mean, we were in a mess. And the whole nation felt what we felt. So when I hear stories, this story last year with Ashanti Riley, with Andrea Bharatt, and now keithisha, cudjoe, it just brings up all the emotions and all the feelings that we felt 23 years ago. And it's really not nice. So I know what these families are going through. Let's not forget their names. keithisha, cudjoe, Andrea Bharatt, Ashanti Riley, and my cousin Nikita Narayan. We may not know what happened, but there is a God.
Had to be killed in the manner of which she was killed. And nobody has anything to say about this. Nobody's outraged. Nobody wants to march, protest against this. Come on now. When Andrea died, I said to put cameras all over in certain areas. You understand? Even the area in which her body was found. Nobody did it. And now this young lady, keithisha, cudjoe, was found in the same area as this young lady. If camera was put, they would have found her body. They would have known what was going on. And what makes it even worse is the people around the area heard the young lady screaming and bawling for her life, and nobody didn't call the police. Nobody didn't try to assist. Nothing whatsoever. And not until the police ask questions, then all they come out and say something. And that friend who she told that she was going somewhere, you understand? Why didn't you go with her? Why didn't you call? You waited days to tell somebody that the girl went missing. Come on now. What kind of friend are you? Who does that? What about the family? That's another thing. What about the family? She was going through all that she was going through. She told all you. And none of you assisted her. None of you guys went with her anywhere that she had to go. You guys left her to go alone. Come on now. That's ridiculous. Imagine how her child is feeling right now. She has a 3-year-old son. This is something we should be outraged about, but nobody has anything to say. And I have realized that none of the other medias besides TikTok is actually saying anything or speaking up. We are the only ones who had a vigil to what, and I find that is wrong. And I'm not going to start speaking about it until all they make a difference. So I will continue to bring this up until all you make a difference. Because the police system in Trinidad, all you needs to do something about this. This is not even a joke. That is a mother. That could have been your sister. It could have been whatever the case may be. Trinidadians just choose the wrong moment to drink water and mind all your business. All you need to look out for each other, especially the women and them at Trinidad and Tobago. Come on now. We need to take a stand and we need to work together. Does it have to hit home in order for you guys to do something? Are you going to wait until it hits home? When it reaches in your household, on your bloodline, and it happens to one of your family members? Come on, you guys, you got to work together from now to prevent.
As being a woman that went through domestic issues, and I could testify about my personal experience. And what I can say is to get protection here in Trinidad and Tobago, with domestic violence, it's very difficult. And it's a long procedure. It's a weary procedure. It takes time, and time is our life. Within that time, so many emotional, mental damage that could be done, and physical damage that could be done within that time. And at the end of the day, I'm not seeing enough is being put in place for us women who going through domestic issues, right? I could recall one time I went to a police station and I asked them for their assistance for me to go home to acquire my belongings and my children's belongings. And they said they don't have a vehicle. So that means, and the officer was like, well, see if you could call your daughter and let her meet you by the road. But here's what, my daughter have stuff to bring out. So, it was a challenge for me to have to go there by myself without the assistance of the police, knowing what I might face, what situation might arise, how it might turn out. So, lack of vehicle. Now, instead of them building a stage, a square stage for people, a little box for people to go and wine and balance in, right? Buy some vehicles. Get somebody to put things in place for domestic violence. Do something with the system to speed up the protection orders and the restraining orders, instead of we have to go through this thing a whole year to get a protection order. I don't know. I'm a hairdresser. Let the experts deal with it, but something have to be put in place. I want to extend condolences to the families of these deceased women, and we need to take a stand against domestic violence, and something needs to be done.